You know, Crunchyroll is really starting to piss me off. This is not the video I wanted to make about May I Ask for One Final Thing today, but this is the video we're gonna make. Now, last time I decided to say, hey, Crunchyroll, it's kind of inexcusable that people pay for a service. You are, in terms of just dedicated anime, you are the largest service who hosts anime. Yes, Netflix is a bigger streaming platform than Crunchyroll, but they're not primarily anime dominated, right? And the past couple of years, the quality of service has gone down and down. Now, if you are a non-native speaker and can read any other language subtitles, you actually don't really have that bad of a service because it's always the English subtitles. Unless maybe I'm just not seeing all the other issues, which could be a thing, but every time I complain about Crunchyroll not having subtitles for English, people are like, oh yeah, I watched in French, I watched in German, they were fine. Wish I could be you, bro. So may I ask for one final thing? I'm not going to say it's the biggest show of the season, but it's a pretty popular show. And whether the show's popular or not doesn't matter. The quality of service should be the same thing. I understand if there's like a priority of how quickly subs get off, like release. I mean, Crunchyroll's known for doing like same day subs. So, I understand subtitling something like Final Thing before something like, I don't know, some random children anime they licensed. But every week when you load up Crunchyroll, it's a gamble. Are your subs going to be there? Is it going to be released at all? And today, episode 8 of May I Ask for One Final Thing had last week's subtitles on the episode. Now, could it be fixed as of the release of this video? Maybe. Not on my Crunchyroll. That's the great thing, is when Crunchyroll pushes a fix, sometimes you don't immediately get the fix. Sometimes, if you clear your cache, clear your cookies, reload the whole thing, maybe it reloads. But a streaming service only works when it's more convenient than piracy, or it's cheap enough that you can pay for it. That's why, like Netflix, when it first started, is $5. It's like, okay, $5, everyone has $5. But once you keep increasing prices and you make the quality of service less and less, that's why people pirate. And the issue that I have is that it kills not only momentum for series, for discussion, and potentially hype that could help build a second season announcement. It also it forces people down a road of piracy. And then eventually what's going to happen, because if you don't know, subtitles that you get everywhere, whether you're on some Kiss anime or equivalent, come from the licensors. There is very little actual fan subbers left. They do exist in very small batches, but all of the torrents, all of the streamings that you watch come from whether it's High Dive or Amazon or Bilibili or Crunchyroll. And the issue is that Crunchyroll, when it got big, it pretty much gobbled up all of the fan subbers. And the reason that's an issue is that if Crunchyroll ever did go under, which I don't see happening anytime soon, it's not like we have an equivalent right now. And it's why I'm so hopeful that now that Netflix is getting more into weekly streaming. Now, do I expect the new JoJo part to be weekly? No, they're going to ruin that. But let's just look at this, right? This is episode 8's discussion, right? First comment, bitching about Crunchyroll, understandably. And it's like, oh yeah, I got it from another source. And I can too. If I dig deep enough, I can find subtitles on another source. Unfortunately, I tried that for the first 3 torrents and it was all bad too. I tried sites too. It's just so cooked. Like look at this guy right here. I'm really beginning to see why people sail the seas. Between series getting dropped out of nowhere, sites having only some seasons of multi-seasonal shows not being on any streaming sites, and now when a site does have a show, they fuck it up. Crunchyroll keeps getting worse as a product. And I've said this for a while, that I forgave it a lot, because like maybe once a season it used to be, like something like this happens, like mistakes happen. I'm not going to be some neckbeard online who gets upset that, oh my god, my cartoon didn't come out on time. But the issue is that when you don't hold these companies to a standard, this is what happens. They deny using AI anymore, but they do. I don't think it's fully AI, but there's definitely a lot of AI in the subtitles. A lot of it's so automated, it kind of reminds me of the YouTube support system. You know how if you tag Team YouTube on Twitter, it's always the same responses? And I'm not saying in those jobs, you do have pre-programmed things to say to people, but most of it's automated. It's not actually a human. Crunchyroll has gotten to a point that it feels like we're watching the Chat GPT of streaming service. It happens with My Hero. It happens with this. God knows what type of small anime you're watching, and it happens on repeat. Sometimes you will get subtitles from different shows. I forget what it was, but when I was covering My Home Hero, it got some other show's subtitles. And I'm pretty sure it was the subtitles of a future episode that didn't air. And look at this too. Episode 9 is apparently leaked. I don't know if this is a Crunchyroll thing or something else. It could be completely different. I don't know, but excuse me? I don't know. It's just the only way we will see a difference is we have to have reasonable constructive criticism. We can't just say fuck Crunchyroll, blah blah. We can't just scream in outrage. We have to be constructive with the criticism, right? That's why, like, I'm not getting red in the face. I'm just incredible. I'm like a parent just disappointed in my kid. You know, it's like, bro, I should have plan B'd you. Most of the time, I don't even keep an active Crunchyroll subscription because it doesn't work. For a while, it was because the player just didn't work, and it's weird because I have like gigabit internet. All my devices, it's fine. I've never had issues with Amazon Prime Video. I've never had issues with Netflix Video. I've never had problems with Disney Plus Video. I keep my services based around the fact of, does the service work for what I need to, and do they deliver the product that they say they deliver? And for me, all those services do. None of those services are more morally righteous than Crunchyroll. If we live a life of just only supporting a service that's morally righteous, we are left with nothing. And for some people, they can do that. For me, maybe I'm too selfish. But Crunchyroll, you used to be a goddamn beacon, and this is why monopolies are not a good thing. People argue, well, you know, having it all on one service, it makes it so it's easy to get for everyone. Yeah, not everyone has money. You don't have to have every subscription service active at the same time. When I was limited on funds when I was in college, I would rotate subscriptions. And yes, piracy exists. It's very easy to consume everything. We live in 2025. If we still don't know how to pirate, it's a media literacy issue at that point. But then again, the generation that grew up with phones have the hardest time researching, so yeah, I get it to a degree. Either way, is it the end of the world? No. Subtitles not being there on time, not the end of the world. Subtitles just not existing is not the end of the world. But at the end of the day, if we're going to pay for a service, if we're going to have a service that is the primary licensor of anime, we should hold them to a standard of release the things when you say you're going to release them. Sometimes delays happen out of Crunchyroll's control. Hell, I don't even care if a subtitler got sick. Just release it. You know what's great about a site like HiDive, and it's a real shame that they are never going to be Crunchyroll's level and will probably shut down soon? They will always tell you when something comes out, and if something gets delayed on the homepage, it like on the goddamn upcoming thing, it will always show you, hey, it releases at this time. Crunchyroll doesn't do that. And sometimes they do, but you have to dig through so much shit. And at the start of every season of Crunchyroll shows, things won't appear in the new category. They sometimes appear on the simulcast. It is a mess. Crunchyroll, for the love of God. If you can't handle the amount of shit you're licensing, let others... Because here's the thing. If Crunchyroll can't handle the number of things they are releasing, I guarantee you HiDive and other sites like them would license them. It's just the way licensing works is it's a bidding war. Crunchyroll has the deepest pockets more often than not. And sites like HiDive have to collectively choose like which one they can throw all their money at. I don't know, it's bullshit, but I don't know. I'll just take this as my final thought. Yeah, F them losers. But in a respectful way as much as I can.